Hello my friends, I hope you're well. Today's video, I'm going to transform you into an unprofitable trader into a very profitable meme coin trader. Now I make a living, I make over six figures trading, yield farming, etc. And what I want to teach you is my strategies. So we're going to touch on three things. Number one is what I focus on mainly is finding old tokens with potential, also hunting new tokens that are likely to do well, finding them, how to use certain tools. So every tool I'm going to feature in this video is going to be free as well. And I also find tokens with good volume on a long period of time to yield farm. But we'll touch on the first two. So we're going to show you how to use DEX Screener to actually find tokens like Aura, which I found and tweeted out 1.7 mil, and it's currently like 170 mil. I caught it way earlier and I posted in one of my groups, but I tweeted it out. And if you look on my channel, I don't tweet out random coins. You know, some accounts just tweet out random coins all the time, and then one does well and they showcase that. If you have a look at my account, only specific tokens I showcase. So we're going to go through a lot in this video. It's going to be very in depth, but it's also going to be very beginner friendly. Even if you're experienced, I'm going to show you what you need to be doing. Because if you want to take meme coin trading seriously, I can trade in all markets. In fact, in a bear market, I do a bit better. But we'll touch on that later on. And I'm just going to show you two tokens I was looking at. This one I caught down here and I was like, look, this is what it's going to do. And it did. And this one's bonded. So I'm going to show you how to find those kind of tokens with either yourself or free tools. And we'll touch on that. This is Axiom. I would highly recommend using this. Definitely, if you're going to. Every link will be in the description. My referral link for this is in the description. All the tools I'm going to be using is in the description as well. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to showcase how to find older tokens before they pump, and also what is hot in the market and what not to do. Remember, I'm going to teach you everything here. You're going to have to study a lot. A lot of this will come from experience. I'm not going to promise you the world, but you will become a better profitable trader if you follow these. Just get in the habit of becoming a professional meme coin trader. Yeah, gone are the days where you're gambling. You don't need to be in a private group. You don't need to be tracking wallets or an insider. I'm going to teach you what I do. You can be by yourself and trade well. So it doesn't matter how much money you got or how much Solana you got. First thing you want to establish is these tokens are usually rubbish. Anything on deck screen that's up here, we're going to teach you how to find these before they come onto here. If you buy any of these, likely you're going to be exit LP. This one's doing really well. I think I saw it 38 mil. I saw it really late. But look, it's just on a pump to the sky. This will eventually fall down. Yeah, this is, I don't know why it's doing so well, but that's something you can learn over time. Again, nothing on here is doing well. What does really well and where you're going to make the money is not the trending tab on here. It's the volume tab on a 5 minute time frame. And I don't typically buy anything on deck screener that I see under 3 days old. That's one of my rules. Excuse me. So anything under 3 days old, I don't typically look. So I use filters. So I typically filter out 100 mil market cap because that filters out Solana, Orca, all those things, all the DEX tokens. And I typically look at a minimum of 100 hours, sometimes 500 hours. So we'll start off with 100 hours. These are more the newer tokens that have maybe pumped and dumped. As you can see from this list, it's filtered out all the new tokens. Basically, anything under 3 days old has no volume. Yeah, it has to prove itself. It's done well for the first, you can day trade those tokens, but you can't really hold them. So this is showing me that lock-in is doing okay volume wise. Retire is doing well volume wise. And if there's volume, there's usually pumps. So you can have a look. You can either filter by the 24-hour. What's doing well? Meme strategy is doing okay. It's 2 months old. Have a look at the chart. Why is it pumping? This is pumping well. I think this is based on, is there a company called Meme Strategy that brought Bitcoin recently and is up 200% on their stock? I could be wrong. But have a look at the Twitter and see. Financial freedom through memes. Yeah, meme strategy is a Hong Kong company 2 hours ago. Okay, so that's something if you think it's bullish, you can obviously buy, establish from there. I don't know what this one is. I've never heard of it before. It's 6 months old. It looks rubbish. In my opinion, there's not enough happening with that. Solidify, again, not as great. Now, the other thing to mention is you must be looking at what Solana's doing and getting a feel for Solana. What is Solana doing over a long period of time, short period of time? How is Solana doing? How is it moving? Is it moving up? Is it moving down? Obviously, you don't want to be trading when there's a dump like this. If it's starting to go up, you can start to trade, but don't get obsessed with Solana. Don't think, okay, it's going up, I can start trading. Just as long as it's not bearish, just be aware of that. But always you want to be every morning, come in and say $156. If it starts to move to 160, 170, that's good. Most of the older tokens will start flying naturally. So this one lock-in is doing well. I was looking at this earlier, it was 17 mil. Are the holders going up? Keep an eye on those metrics. Holder metric is the most underrated metric out of everything. Liquidity and holders is all I really look at in terms of, how, should I even look further into this before I even look at socials? If the liquidity is massive, I probably won't buy in. Yeah. Unless I'm willing to hold for a long period of time. That's how I see it. Again, this is probably a tab you need to have open. So you can see that other token before, what was it called? Unstable or something. These are giving rise to other variants. Yeah. So this one, unstable coin, is starting to rise. That meta is the meta right now. So the USPD or whatever is the meta right now. So anything, have a think. What else was like that that might start to rise? That's what everyone's investigating now. And you could have a look and see, is there anything on this list? Have a look further down. Is there anything? What's this? Cloud? No. Anyway, I probably won't find it unless I do some proper research, but you kind of want to follow that meta. And these are currently the tokens you might want to grab positions in or have a look and study. Now, what I tend to do, so this is a low cap, might do well. It's an older token. So this would be a good buy now. Or if you don't want to buy, add to your watch list. Have a watch list. Memecoin watch list, main watch list. What is a watch list? Here, I'll show you. You must build this up. If you like the look of something and you don't want to buy, or you think, oh, I'm not sure about it, I want to see how it moves, add it to the watch list. Because I'm in some of these. I'm in Frog. I'm not in Goat anymore. I'm in Giga. I'm in Mudeng, sorry. I'm in Tickcoin. I'm in Sigma, or I'm looking to buy Sigma. I've got a good position in this. But some of them I'm not. I'm just watching. How are they moving? What's the 24-hour looking like? Build up a list of things you're watching. This is another important thing you need to do. You can't go in every day and start to say, oh, okay, I'm going to hunt for something. A lot of the gems are already there. But what's making them fly? Why are they flying? How are they flying? Are you buying dips? Are you putting limit orders? Those are the things you need to be looking at. Yeah, that's how I use DEX Screener personally. If you want to go into the high risk plays, don't buy them when they're on DEX Screener, when they're showing up and everyone's seen them. You don't want to buy then. You want to either buy older tokens that are dead, catch before the pump is what you want to do. So that's something I sort of look at, and obviously looking at Solana. So now we're going to go into, let's see how these ones were doing. So this one migrated and dumped. This one I was looking at, but it didn't obviously, it might reverse. But I'll go into how I found those and why I found them and how they're doing. But what we're going to do is we're going to look on here. So I don't tend to use the trending part or the DEX screener. I look on DEX screener for them. I tend to look at the post one. It has three categories: new pairs, stretch, and migrated. I'm going to show you how you can, depending on your trading style and what you like doing, I'm going to show you how to use all three and how you can find gems in all three. And I'm also going to show you a free tool that will basically just make your life easier. So this is the new pair tab. As it says, every new pair will show up here. And I've got some filters on, so we can just take this off very quickly. Basically showing everything. So if you want to find out what it's kind of doing, so why is this doing well? Zins, few sort of tokens from that. Zins. So this is one of the Zins is gonna moon. or go close to bonding because there's loads of them. Zincoin, Zin, Zin, Zin. That's how you kind of establish it. So you want to find a runner on Zin. So this looks like the runner, yeah? Or potentially this looks like the one that's going to bond, yeah? And everyone will rush to that one. There might be another one. So keep an eye on that. That's how I use the new pairs. Or most people use it like that. Zins. Whatever Zins is, I don't know. But it looks like it's potentially going to bond. If this one dies, find the other one that's going to bond. That's what you want to do. Wow, there's so many, man. Anyway, I tend to filter this a little bit. I want something like 50 holders because the holder metric will be the variant that makes tokens bond. If you want to look, these ones have bonded. It's usually around 3 to 400 at the moment. Sometimes it's 250 depending on the market. So this one bonded Zins. So that there was a Zins that bond. It was this one. So look at the metric when it bonded. 300 holders. This one 200, 200. It's always above 200. So I want to filter out most of the rubbish. If I'm honest, if I'm being honest, yeah. Anything with 20 holders, I don't want to. I'll see it later. Personally, that's me. So again, this one is filtered out nicely, so I can still keep an eye on it. The Zins are still showing up. It's not like I haven't lost anything around the data of what's doing well. It's just filtered out all the beginner tokens that ain't going to make it. Again, final stretch is another one. Now, a lot of these tokens up here will be like tokens where the dev or someone brought in 30 Solana and they're just waiting for someone to buy in. So they just do these artificial pumps. If you buy, they just sell whatever you brought in. So these are potentially scams. So be aware of these. And you want to find ones like this one. You can see there's no volume on it. And be aware of those first of all. Now, there are obviously when you scroll down, these kind of tokens down here. So which ones are moving? And you want to see what is doing well. So tokens typically have this in the back of your mind. These tokens on this sort of middle range, before they bond, they typically either bond straight away or they have a free pump method. So they do that. And what this does, and you can see here, it kind of, I call it the free pump. So this is the first pump, second, and the third will either make or break it. Yeah, so this is actually at make or break point here. It's either going to fall off or it's either going to go up. Watch the holder count. It hasn't got enough holders to bond. So here we had our first pump, second, and then now we're on to our third. So I personally, looking at this from experience, unless the holders go up, I don't think it's going to bond. I haven't looked at anything else. Now, what you want to do is go over to here, and Twitter's going to be your best friend. You want to filter here and see who's shilling it. Is there a group? Is there, what do they call it? Community formed? You know, the community groups? No one's made one. So these guys, they're not really doing anything special. They're just tweeting out the CA. It's just one guy, maybe. Who are these guys? No influence. And then have a look at their accounts. Are they shilling random stuff? They seem to be shilling everything and everything. So they don't really hold. They just try and bond the token, it seems. Bonded. Yeah, so I'm not bad mouthing the guy, but obviously that's just what I'm looking at. I don't think this is going to bond. I could be wrong. Let's see that other one from earlier. So this died, and that's typical. Zin, yeah, so you want to be kind of, to break yourself in, you want to kind of be at that level where you're looking at these tokens. So let's go back and see from there how we're doing. So that's kind of how I would use this one. This final stretch is the one I don't usually buy as much. I tend to either look at the migrated ones. Who made it? Because migration is one thing. Now, who's going to actually, most tokens will follow this pattern where they migrate and then they dump off. This one died. So this is the point where of no return. Anything below 10K doesn't usually make it back. 20K seems to be a floor. If it, you can even see here, if a token kind of floors out here for like 15 minutes, I usually buy the dip, especially if there's a community formed. And anything below 20K, this is just in my head from experience. You don't have to follow this, it's not a rule. Typically, anything that drops below here just dies. It never comes back. Unless you can track it and you see, okay, on Twitter, they're talking about CTO in it, and the guy wants to make a new community, then you can obviously buy the dip from there. But that doesn't always mean it's going to make it. Some people just want exit LP, and that comes from experience. Some things you can't look at charts and you can't follow metas. It's just from experience. And 99% of tokens will die, sadly. All of these, have a look at the ratio. So this one's doing okay, 94k, bonded 11 minutes ago. This one died before. This one done that. So all of these are pretty much dead. That's bonded. I was watching this one earlier, and it may be some hope in it. I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, I this is what I predicted it's gonna do. But again, you can see what I mean about a 20k floor. If it drops below, and this is a good example of what might happen with this one, depending on what the community does. It's either going to go two ways, obviously. If it pumps back, I think it's fallen too long. Everyone's lost interest, in my opinion. But obviously, that'll come from experience. That's for you to decide how strong the meta is and how well it's done. So again, this people are still trying to push these zins out, but you want to study these pages and you want to see what's doing well. Now, to filter this sort of example out, you could use something like Rocket Scan. Rocket Scan's a free tool. Again, everything, all the links are in the description, and it does very well at finding tokens that are going to bond or have bonded, and it can save you. So that capture one, I found it on here and I was watching. So this valueless one is predicting it's doing okay. So you can obviously just have a look and see how it's doing. Yeah. So again, what I see from tokens that are going to be successful and how to tell is when it migrates, it goes up rather than down. If a token starts to go up, it's usually a good sign. Now, what I want it to do is pull to here and then moon up even more. If it breaks this level, if it has a pullback and breaks that level, it's a runner. And you'll see how few tokens actually do that. If this goes, let's say if it goes above 150k market cap, it's going to probably go to 300k. It's going to be a runner. That's how I usually tell. I found that rent token at 30k market cap, and because it done that, I held it to over a million and I yield farmed it, and I made quite a bit of it. I think about 6 grand of it. So I done really well on that one, and I had a small yield farm position. So you want to use tools like Rocket Scan. Now, a deeper metric we're going to look at. So this one just popped up, piece, and let's see how it's doing. Piece. Okay, so it migrated, and again, you remember what I said? It migrated and it didn't dip down to that 20k. So this one could be a slow mooner. Because it's fallen down, that means all the crap has filtered out and it has a nice amount of holders. Always have a look at the holder metrics. It's going up. That's a good sign. Don't necessarily look at, oh, what's the market cap? Because this is someone buying one Solana will move the chart up. Yeah. And let's see if it still keeps going up. So people are buying. So if you want, you could put a limit order in. So you could say, I'm willing to buy at this level, 0.1, and you'll just put a buy position in here. And what it does is when it triggers down to here, it'll buy your limit order and it'll buy your position. So you don't necessarily have to buy up here. And also there's sell orders as well. I would highly advise using a trading bot, any trading bot you want. I'm recommending this one, but always have limit orders. You don't have to buy in this position. If you want to buy 0.05, on a limit order and then buy a spot position, so buy now, you can do that. Just in case it moons, you're not sitting there like a lemon like I always am, saying, oh, my limit order is going to get triggered, but it didn't. So my limit order was there. It would have got triggered. So let's see how it does. Anyway, I'm not going to study every single token out there, but again, let's look at this one. It's not really, you remember, it's going past the point of no return now. It's going past where everyone's lost interest. It didn't rise up enough. There wasn't enough love there. This one, okay, it could potentially bond now, but it's a slow one. It's too slow. Again, this one is probably just going to struggle. Like someone's chancing. You'll get these chancers buying in, thinking, oh, I can buy at 6k, 9k now, and I can just quickly sell if it rises up. They're just trying to look for exit LP and get a quick 10, 20% because it's very easy to get exits here. But again, someone dumped a fat bag here and it's dumped everyone down that tried that. Again, try Rocket Scan and go from that. Now, a free tool, if you want to see what's happening in the market. Now, the good thing is, this is called cold scan, and before you had to be an insider to know what's happening. And now, cold scan and these sort of tools gives you an idea of what's happening. Now, I do not advise to buy or copy trade any of these guys. These guys are just Twitter influencers that sell promotions, and then some of them are good traders. Like Casino's a good trader. He does well, he's profitable. But a lot of these will show you what is hot right now. So if you guys are buying Bitty, this guy's selling Bitty, this guy's buying Bitty, this guy's selling this. So you can kind of find tokens from that. And you can kind of say what's happening with this. Okay, looks dead. But anyway, let's go on here and let's have a look. So you can kind of see like a few people bought this, it didn't mean anything. Yeah. And with this axiom, you can track wallets. So if we go over to leaderboard and you want to find who's doing good monthly, you can find a wallet and you can go on to your tracker and you can go to your wallet manager and add their wallet in. I can't remember what this guy's name was, but let's just put anything. And you've got his wallet tracked here. Now put alerts off, or you can have them on. If you have them on, it'll make a little notification sound. You'll probably hear it in a bit when he buys something. You can also add people's wallet and see who's doing well, who's profits, who's lost. He's up 1k, not bad. And it will show you what he's buying. So if you add a few people on here, you'll be able to just see, is there anything that everyone's buying? And that typically is a sign of follow the leader. And you'll start to see, okay, cool. This guy, everyone is buying this fart one. Why is that? Let's have a look and see why. And this is another part of just using it as data to afterwards make your own decision. Don't have a look and track these wallets and say, oh, everyone's buying this one. Oh my God. And then suddenly you'll see from there. So when you actually add people in and you track them and you find the good people, you'll be able to see when you find or come across another token, you'll be able to see what they're doing. You can see here, he brought in and he made a quick flip. He made a little profit here and you'll be able to see that. And that's a good metric to do. Again, have a look, trade how you want, but let's have a look at these tokens just once more. Yeah. So everything from experience all adds up. I make most of my money pretty much from buying the older tokens. So you can see that was a notification sound. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but you see here, he brought this token. Why did he buy it? Let's have a look. Just a demo token. Let's go over to Twitter and see what's happening with it. Is there anything? This is just a demo. Utility meme. So it's kind of going along the line of useless, but it could be good. Maybe. Anyone tweeting it out that we know? Nope. Not yet. Anyway, very early. So this could be something you can watch. So we track this guy. He's a quick flipper. He's a scalper. You saw on the other token. So would I say buy this? It's going to go to the moon because some guy with a Twitter account brought it? No. But it helps highlight other tokens because people like that have spent years, people like me, looking at these tokens. They get a feel for what could be potentially be good and they take a gamble on it. So it can kind of save you hours of agony and pain to do that. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you all the best. I love you all. Good luck and take care.